Happy New Year to everybody. Sorry I'm 2 minutes late. Once, as always, I seem to be just a whiz when it comes to technology. However, I think everything's going. I'm not even using my phone this time. I'm on the laptop. Anyway, how are you all doing? I feel like this is the 8 o'clock Quernus News. So much better than whatever's happening in mainstream news. So, how are you all doing? I hope I'm probably just blethering away to myself again, but then nothing new there. I tell you, I've been really looking forward to tonight's call because, we've got Jacqueline on the call. Excellent, brilliant. Well, Jacqueline knows how excited I am. But first of all, I've been having lots of ideas and plans. I've not written anything down for today, as kind of usual. Nick, you're on the call. Hello, Nick. Nick, I used to work with Nick when I was a lawyer back in the day over in Leeds. Lovely to see you. Alison is on the call too. Happy New Year to you too. And Sarah, hello. And Lynn, you've made it. And I did get the day right for once, so that's good. And we have Tabitha as well. Oh my goodness, do you know, it's lovely. My friend Hayley, my roomie, phoned me earlier on this afternoon, and because I hadn't spoken to anybody all day, I was like, blah, blah, blah. So you can expect quite a lot of that tonight, I would imagine, because I'm also so excited as well. It's brilliant. And Pamela, happy New Year to you too. It's lovely to have you all on the call. So the first thing, because it's the first one of 2021, does that not sound a little bit better? I'm quite happy. My fingers are very happy typing 2021. I've not written a certificate yet because I haven't made a wee creature yet this year, but that's soon going to change. But the first thing I need to do actually it's become a bit of a ritual, is take off. This is my spike of work. So every single time, I'll just wish Happy New Year to Rachel as well. Lovely to see you. Anyway, right. So this is my spike of work for 2020. Now, every single time that I get a commission or a pre-order and I finish it, it gets stuck on here. Now, this is quite a lot, and I love how they look, and they feel really nice as well. But I need to start afresh. So I am going to be taking them all off. Now, this is not any of the creatures that I make for events. This is just requests and pre-orders. I was quite busy last year. You kept me busy. It worked really well. I'm really glad that I had the wee creatures to keep me otherwise occupied, and I hope you all did too. So now just getting them off, which I hope nobody joining the call's kind of wondering what I'm doing. Halfway through so far, and then I'll put them all into recycling as well. So yes, and we've got Nick on the line as well. Lovely to see you, Nicola. Happy New Year to you too. So right, just while I get the rest of these here, dear me, it's actually taking longer than I was expecting. Anyway, this is where I stab myself live on a Facebook video. Can you imagine? It would go viral for all the wrong reasons. You know, artist stabs herself with, I don't know what you call it. It's one of these things that you stick receipts on. Accountants put receipts on it. Anyway, it's a bit vicious, but now it is all clear for this year. So very much looking forward to starting to fill that up, and it won't be long. I tell you, it won't be long in coming. Anyway, so these are all the wee creatures from last year. Thank you again for asking me to make them for you. Right, now down to business. Right, so New Year's Eve, very special night. Hogmanay in Scotland. I don't know where it came from. Well, I do really. It has this idea, this plan that I have for 2021 has been a long time in coming, but it has sprung into focus, and it sprang into focus on Hogmanay on New Year's Eve, sorry. And it was just fully formed into my head based on the last Brew and Blether. Do you remember, those of you who were with me, I was blethering on about the squeak show idea, which has been in my head for years, probably over 10 years now. It's been sort of bumping around and kind of going, ooh, squeak show. Occasionally it's just popped up and the wee creatures have said, remember that idea? Well, let's just see. So, Squeak Show has come together with the idea of the 2022 Quernus calendar, the Squeak Show calendar. Now, the other thing which brought this to mind, so you've heard it here first, by the way, there's going to be a calendar next year. But not just any calendar. For those of you who have been with me for a while, oh, sorry, I've just realised that we've got more comments and I didn't see them scrolling up automatically. Do forgive me. Carol, hello, Happy New Year to you too. Lawrence here as well. Yes, you have seen the spike of potential. We have it here. It's sort of, yeah. Anyway, enough back. Right, blethering. So, yeah, so Squeak Show calendar. Now, yes, for those of you who were with me back in 2013, 2014, you may remember that I did one little calendar and it was just pictures of the wee creatures, just my normal plain background wee creature, and they were lovely. It was really fun to do, but this one's going to be extra special, extra special. Now, Heather, Happy New Year to you too. Lovely to see you. Always good to see another Scottish face. Nicole, lovely to see you too. Happy New Year. So, now, if you've been in the group today, you will have seen the frames that Jacqueline has uploaded. Now, she has been gathering the mice for over 9 years. Now, she is one of the top collectors and she has a lot of mice and she's got an amazing imagination, and she has recently started, oh, maybe not that recently, don't know how, but she's started putting the mice, creating little scenes for them, putting them into picture frames or box frames. So you know where I'm going with this. I'm sure you're way ahead of the game. But she and I are going to work together on creating full scenes for the wee creatures for the calendar. So can't tell you how, well, you can probably tell how excited I am about all this. It's just going to be so much fun. So, but there's more. There could be more, because I really wanted to create scenes for the mice, because that's one of the things which I love most about them, is when they're off playing and you're kind of observing them from a high God perspective, I suppose you could call it, cloud perspective, whatever. But this is what I wanted to do for Squeak Show, was to create little miniature scenes which you then had to peer through a little aperture to see them. So we're not going to be doing that with the calendar, of course, but I have ideas for the front cover. Anyway, so the idea will be creating these scenes, not in frames to begin with, but ultimately they'll be put into box frames once they're finished, because I think they'll be slightly bigger than the ones that Jacqueline has made so far, at least. If my imagination is anything to go by, I have huge ideas for so many. In fact, I've got enough ideas for calendars for the next decade. Okay, so lots of ideas to be going on with, and I cannot wait. So now, as well as making scenes, which I will have professionally photographed, Jacqueline will put backgrounds to them. I am also going to work with Tara, who has very kindly said that she's up for doing some of the props, so it can sort of, like real fireplaces and things for the Christmas scene, and lots of ideas. So I'm going to be working with Tara. I'm also going to be working with Tabitha, who is going to make some of the little painted like trees and backgrounds and things like that, or she's going to help with that. So can't believe I'm going to be like collaborating with at least 3 brilliant artists. I've also put out a call to Rachel Pettit, who did the wonderful winter trees, because I've got ideas for two months that I'd love her to be involved with. So fingers crossed. Like, here's hoping she's on board with that. But not only are we going to have full scenes for each month, and it's going to be, I'm going to be collaborating with lots of different people. I'm going to have them professionally photographed. I'm just waiting to hear back from a professional photographer that I know in Huddersfield, so fingers crossed there. Once they've been professionally photographed, then Jacqueline will put them back into frames, so they will have the original scenes, which will either be sold on, or I'd love to raffle at least 1 or 2 off and raise some money for charity as well. So there's that. And alongside, now this is where the Squeak Show idea comes in as well, because again, I love the idea of the grand reveal. You're not quite sure what's going on, but it's going to be something good. So and this has been, listen to me, I mean, really, I probably should read from a script, shouldn't I? But maybe not. That would be boring. So this is also fed by the mouse nativity idea. Now, I've been wanting to do a mouse nativity again, but equally, I don't like going backwards with work. You know, it's kind of only forwards. So I've kind of done the mouse nativity, spent a lovely year doing it, and there's, I don't know how many nativity sets are out there, at least 15, I think, of mouse nativity sets all over the world, and they bring people lots of pleasure. So it's kind of like, well, I've done the mouse nativity. So what I thought, Rachel, hello, oh sorry, we've got more, sorry, no, I'm distracting myself, apologies, just catching up with the comments, which I'm not scrolling down and seeing because I'm just getting too excited. Ah, right, yes, Rachel, your chorister mouse, yes, lots of ideas. I mean, I can't tell you, I've been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, a couple of nights, like over Christmas, well, since Hogmanay, with ideas, and I've just had to run downstairs and scribble them all down. Bursting with them. I'm so excited because I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into this. Because the other thing which I want to do as, you know, sort of informed by the mouse nativity is create a calendar, Squeak Show Calendar Collectors Club. All the C's are here. So the idea, and it is an idea, and I can't really give you an awful lot of details, just my ideas and just how much I'm looking forward to doing it. So I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen because whenever something is that fully formed and just sparking off my head, it's already happened up here. It's already made in some alternate universe, and it's just a question of finding the time to usher everybody into the world. Anyway, so the Collectors Club, the idea will be, and I need to find out, yes, well, this is where the Collectors Club, and Tabitha will come back in again here. So the idea is that for every month, I will not release details of each of the scenes in advance, but every month I will make a series of wee creatures based on that month, and they will be available to be collected. So it's a bit like the Mouse Nativity, where you can buy a wee creature every month and split the cost, and at the end of the 12 months, you will have 12 wee creatures based on the scenes from the Squeak Show calendar for 2022. And the really lovely part with this is Tabitha has very kindly agreed to make a specific, a bespoke, that's the word, a bespoke display case just for these creatures. So they'll have 12 little slots of different sizes, and we need to work out what size and how they're going to be decorated and all that. But you will have a special collector's display case, which will have a wee creature from based or inspired on or the same as one of the creatures from each of the months of the year. So, just sounds, I'm really excited about it. That's a bit redundant saying that, but I'm so looking forward to getting my teeth into this. I mean, it will give me the chance to play, and I've, just come up with big scenes or small scenes, not giving anything away, and to work with other, brilliant artists. I mean, it's just a privilege. And then to create something which you all get to sort of, you see a wee bit, you're not sure what's, you'll be looking at each month and you'll be like, oh, so what's this month going to look like? And then when the calendar is ready to be, once it's been printed and all the rest of it, then you'll be able to see where each of the wee creatures has come from. And every month next year, you will have a calendar and you'll be able to look at your display case and you will see a wee creature that represents each month. So I hope you like my idea as much as I do, because I'm just like, I'm going to do it regardless. It's just too much fun. So I love this idea of the reveal. Again, it's sort of the Squeak Show peep show. That's where it comes from, by the way, just in case it wasn't abundantly clear. as I say, Squeak Show has just been in my head. This whole idea of peering into a mouse's world and just seeing how they're living their life and what they're doing. And so this will be a chance to do that, but in a calendar form. And the other thing, it's like, and there's more. I should be doing infomercials, I think. And another thing, if you sign up today, then. So my thinking as well, and this may be a longer time in coming, so this is medium to long-term plan. And I've asked each of the people involved if they'll sort of keep notes of what they're doing. And I want to do a making of book, a coffee table book, which will have, full glossy plate pictures of all the scenes from the calendar. And this is why I'm thinking a bit maybe longer term, because I have so many ideas for scenes. I think I'll just keep making scenes. And then it would be a book of all these little scenes of the creatures with little behind the scenes. I just thought of that. So it'll be a little behind the scenes, sort of like, this is how we did it, this is what was involved, a bit of the making process. And it'll give me a chance as well to speak a bit about queerness, because I've never done that. And I've been going for 11 years now. And there are professional footballers out there who write autobiographies when they're 12 and a half. So I'm thinking that it might be time for me to just maybe document. We've got like over nearly, 6,500 photos on Flickr. So it'll be a wonderful chance to basically just pull everything together, as well as have these wonderful photographs of these amazing scenes that we'll all create over the course of this year and beyond. And then, so you'll be able to not only collect a creature, have the display, have the calendar, and then you'll have the coffee table book. I think that's it. So that's my idea. This is what I really, really, really want to do. And it's it'll be a different way of working this year. So I'm not planning to do any set events, but I will need to know who wants to, who would be interested in joining up or signing up for this Collectors Club. It would be like a no obligation thing. The only pieces that I would need to know numbers for in advance would be those ones where other artists are involved. So for example, if Rachel does agree to work with me on a couple of the months, then the numbers that I can take on will depend in some respect on how much time she has and what she can do. But otherwise, if it's wee creatures that I can do, then it'll be a case of those people who have said, yep, I want to collect them for the month, no commitment, but you'll get priority. And if there's any left over, then they'll be nice to collect anyway, maybe not just as part of the collection, but just to have another wee queerness creature. So I'm hoping that there'll be enough for everybody, but I'll need to get an idea of numbers as well. So I'll be posting something about that tomorrow, like with a sign up something where you can put your name down and I can actually start gathering names of people who want to do this. And yeah, take it from there. So lots and lots and lots of work to do. Now, to complement it's not really complement, to supplement, okay, that'll do. So I'll be making, like every month, I'll be doing however many wee creatures for the Calendar Collectors Club. And then I'm going to just make a handful of other wee creatures, probably, maybe another 20 or 30, the number that would normally appear in a shop event. And I'll just stick them in my shop as and when, random creature listings. So you'll be able to hang out more often there, rather than me sort of making for a specific event and then taking the whole of the week to do all the admin and all the rest of it. I'll do it much more on an ad hoc basis. The wee creatures are staying in the shop a little bit longer. There are, in fact, 2 wee wine angel mice still there at the moment. I'm sure that they are just waiting for their humans. There's no pressure here at all. But yeah, so I'll just, and I really love having them in the shop. It always looks a bit bare otherwise. So there will be more, and I will just pop them in as and when. So I'll do that. I may be able to do maybe 1 or 2 themed events, at special times, Easter or Halloween or whatever. But my main focus this year will be doing these scenes, making the creatures for the Collectors Club. And I will say this, that my thinking at the moment is that most of next year's calendar will be mouse related, because I'm Madam Mouse. I am a mouse maker. And they just lend themselves. But there will be some guest appearances going in. And it will mean as well that I will probably make more non-mice that go in the shop. So there'll be chances for everybody to adopt a wee creature that they want. And I'll also take on requests as I do after events, like if you've missed out, and I can make some more of a particular whatever. So that's my thinking. It worked well, I think, in December, because I did that after the Christmas event. But I think doing the winter trees pre-order at the same time as taking on Christmas requests, well, I worked quite hard, and it was quite hard work. It was long hours. So I'll manage it better this year. But then I've been saying that for over 11 years now, so perhaps not. Anyway, I just realised I'm going to catch up with some comments now. Oh, goodness me, we've had lots coming in as well. So Kirsty's here as well. Hello, Kirsty. Lovely to see you. Anne-Marie, you're here too, but you missed the beginning. Don't worry, you can go back and I'm sure I was waffling. I'm sure I was late. I think I was 2 minutes late after the hour as usual. Oh, and Vicky apologises. Thank you, Darren. Do pass on my good wishes to your good lady. That would be fine. Pamela, you have asked the question, will it be just mice for the calendar? I think I have answered the question. It will be mostly, but not exclusively. And I will be making guinea pigs, because I know that's where you were going with that. But the scope will be, if this works, this idea of doing scenes for a calendar, I would love to continue it. So that opens up the door for doing themed calendars and doing a guinea pig calendar and a snail calendar and an otter calendar or a wildlife calendar or there's going to be lots of ideas, lots and lots and lots of ideas. Yeah, I won't say there's too many. There's never too many ideas, but I'm just very, very excited. And I just see this as well as a sort of a collaboration where, you know, you can give me your suggestions and I can, you know, see who pops up in the shop and, we'll work it out. It'll be so much fun. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this year. Like, can't wait. Can't wait. Sorry, that was me drumming the table in my excitement. I don't think I've done that. So I have, what was I going to say? This month, because obviously we're in January already, but my thinking will be to do the cozy snowball fight scene. Now, my Merry Christmas postcard, if you like. So the cozy mice are just so sweet. So I brought them back in from on top of the piano. So this was the one that I made. You may remember that was from the last Brew and a Blether live demonstration thingy. And I made 2 more the following day as well. So yes, I'm going to do a snowball. Oh, sorry, there's one, just in case you don't. There you go. I have to say, this one is definitely sporting. Oh, what's his name? Who's the guy who does that? The athlete, the runner. Is it Usain Bolt? That's what this mouse is doing. Like, you wouldn't believe it. That's all I can think of when I see him. It wasn't deliberate. They just wanted to do that. And of course, this is the wee one which is just stocking up with ammunition. But they've got sparkly wee jumpers and they are just the cutest wee things. So, as a special, you get to hear it here, guys, because you've made the effort to come onto the live chat tonight. But the idea for January, at least, will be a snowball fight with mice. And there'll be snow and there'll be jumpers and maybe some scarves and maybe some whatever, I don't know. But the mouse to collect for this month will be a cozy snowball mouse. And as I say, it's going to be, I still need to thrash out all the details, but basically I'll try and keep each wee creature, because I need to, obviously, if I'm making a lot of them, they need to be more simplified than the big scene that I will be making, because that would just be impossible. And it's a lovely thought, but I don't think even I could manage that. So, or else I would just never sleep ever again, and that may not be a good thing. Anyway, so yeah, but it'll be a wee creature that you can collect. That'll be, you know, affordable. I'll keep them as, you know, as reasonably priced as I can, and the more I can do, of course, the more of a production line, the more I can actually keep the price down as well. So I'm kind of keeping half and a mind on that. But each one will be very special, and not necessarily a wee creature design that I've made before. I'll make them so that it is a special collector's creature for the Squeak Club Collectors Club calendar. I think I'm kind of rambling off with my C's there, but you get the idea anyway. So it'll be a bit of a leap of faith for all of us, but they're always the fun parts. You know, it's like, build it and they will come. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. So my plan will be to work on the scenes in the first it'll have to be in the first 3 or 4 months. I will try and have, well, my aim, I won't try. There is no try, only do. So I will have all the scenes ready in the next 4 or 5 months. That will give, and I'll send them off to Jacqueline so she can, you know, add the backgrounds and send them back to me to be photographed as and when I make them. And then yeah, then I'll get the calendar properly printed. I haven't decided on the size, but I suspect it'll be one of these big square ones. So, because it will be, or you know, something nice, something really not too substantial, not like massive that it takes up your entire dining room wall, but something which is usable and sort of really, really lovely, because I really want to do justice, because I know that the photographs are going to turn out so, so well. So yes, so open to suggestions, ideas. I'll take them on board. It's just going to be fun. It's just going to be so much fun. So I am, yeah, very, very much. I'm just rubbing my fingers again. I never do that. Do you know, it actually reminds me of the early days when I first left my job. And I'd given myself this 6-month mini retirement where I had full permission just to play, just to have fun. Didn't need to decide what I was going to do next, because you know, queerness was not a twinkle in my eye at that point. You know, I just wanted not to be a lawyer anymore. I've told you all this before. So, yes, I would wake up at like 5 in the morning, giggling, going, oh, I've got to make this, and I would just run down to the kitchen table. I was working in the house at the time. This is when I was back in Leeds. And I would just giggle and have fun and just see this is how I'm feeling. And yes, I felt that, you know, over the years, but this is particularly exciting. So you will, if you haven't had a look at Jacqueline's framed pictures, do go and have a look, because she has a knack of just complementing, you know, choosing the right backgrounds and the right positions, which they just bring the creatures to life. They bring the mice in this case, because Jacqueline is a mouse collector. So yes, she has a way of bringing the mice to life. It's wonderful. And Tabitha's painted wooden things are just, yes, I'm really looking forward to coming up with this. And her display case, I know, is going to be gorgeous. It's just, yeah, this is going to be really good fun. So, and I think I've probably talked myself out. You notice I didn't even slurp my tea once. That's how excited I am. So I obviously have to go lie down in a darkened room and put up my tea IV drip now. But maybe first I'll go home and say hello to my husband. That might be an idea too. So I will catch up with your comments here. Yes, oh, knitted, wait a minute. Oh, kilted mice. Rachel, you have suggested kilted mice. Well, there could be a Scottish scene. It may appear. Well, see, this is why I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, because there are so many ideas, and just, I can't wait to get started with them. So, and it's going to be wonderful to have the collaboration, because this, I can see where, now let me get this the right way around, where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And that's the best kind of collaboration, where we each bring something in, but the combined Usain Bolt, Jacqueline, I was right, excellent. And Alison as well, thank you very much. Right. Oh gosh, no, I've just lost my, oh, no, sorry. I whizzed myself off the screen trying to scroll back through the comments, that's the word. Querna Collectors Club. Oh, there's an interesting idea, Rachel. Why am I singing Karma Chameleon now? That's in my head, and I'm not sure it's going out anytime soon. Need to be of a certain age for that one. Right. Gosh. Right, thank you. I think it's out my system now. Until the next moment. Because, yeah, it's just, I have to keep, do you know, when I get up in the morning, it's 5 o'clock, pitch black. And because my eyes are not used to the dark, and I don't want to sort of blind myself, I sit and I write by candlelight. How totally Dickens is that? It's lovely. I haven't left, you know, so all this I'm going to document as well. You know, so I'm writing a little diary of the ideas and the thoughts and how I've done it and all the rest of it. And as I say, I'll ask the others to do the same, because it's just, yeah. It's so lovely to sort of understand, I suppose, the process behind it. Kind of adds more to the pleasure of it. It's not just a pretty calendar that you stick on your wall and then throw away at the end of the year. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to capture all that as well. But the book, maybe sort of a year or two down the line, once I've gathered more scenes and maybe done more calendars. The idea of calendars is really, I like this very much. Very, very much. Anyway, right. So Lynn, horse racing mice. Right. Well, just have to see how I can. Yeah, well, okay. No, I'll need to think on that one. I'll need to think of that at like another 5 o'clock in the morning. Bless. Enrique is very patient with me. He really is. Right. And Caroline has joined us from her French class. Bonsoir, madame. I'm thinking in Spanish now, so I will just stop that there. And because I have plundered the bottom of the barrel of my O grade French. That'll do. Right, Amory, yes, your candy floss mouse has not been forgotten, and I have big plans for that particular one. And I can't tell you anymore because it's so exciting, but I want it all to be a surprise as well. So, right, that's me. Excuse me. I do need that tea. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Everybody I've spoken to has really enjoyed it because it's really made us appreciate all that we have. And that's really special. So thank you for being part of this amazing journey. We're just about to have another exciting one, another exciting chapter of Quernus. And after 11 and a half years, it's just, I am lucky every day. I count my blessings every day that I can do this and that I can share this with you. So thank you again. Have a lovely evening, and I'll post more details tomorrow, and we can start seeing who's up for it, and we'll get a rough idea of how many wee creatures I'll be making each month. With, as I say, there'll be some overflow that people who aren't collecting or may only want to collect maybe half the creatures or whatever. We'll work it out. It'll be flexible. It'll be fine. No worries. Nothing to worry about here. It'll just be fabulous. It will be fabulous. So. Right, that's me. I shall say goodnight. Have a lovely evening or day or morning or whatever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.